Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Apex Legends mobile video. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. Obviously, one of our videos in COD Mobile that always does incredibly well at the start of a new season is top 5 guns in the game. So today we are going to be breaking down the top 5 guns in Apex Legends Mobile. Hope you guys do enjoy the video. If you want to see more Apex Mobile content, make sure to subscribe to this channel if you guys haven't already. Obviously, this is not my main channel, and we're almost at 10,000 subscribers. So without any more talking, we'll go ahead and hop into the action. Now, I'm going to go ahead and give a couple caveats before we hop into this, because there's going to be people saying,
Oh, Bobby, I can't believe you didn't put this in there.
Number one, this is my rankings for how guns are going to be used in both pubs and ranked. This is not my gun tier list for competitive, because the way that plays is vastly different from the way that most ranked and pub matches are going to play. Number two, there's not going to be any weapons that are included that are found specifically in airdrops, because that's not something that you can really bank on being readily available on a game-to-game basis. Now, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and hop into our honorable mentions. The first one is honestly not going to look all that impressive when you pick it up, but it is an absolute laser beam, and the rate of fire is ridiculous. The RE45 comes in our first honorable mention as a crazy initial pickup, and even though it has a relatively small magazine, this thing can absolutely beam and even one clip in the right position. Because the pistol, it also has really good mobility, so if you get into a tight spot, this thing has a great chance of helping you potentially take down somebody with a slower firing weapon. Our other honorable mention is going to go to the Wingman. Obviously, this is one of the more iconic weapons in Apex Legends, and while it's really good, it's very difficult to use. Because its rate of fire is so slow, a lot of beginner players and maybe even intermediates will not be able to use it effectively. But if you have God tier aim, this thing's absolutely ridiculous, especially at long range. Know what you're thinking? Yes, I did take a shower. Yes, I did change clothes. Still have COVID, so I'm trying my best to power through. But coming in at the number 5 spot, we do have the Mastiff. Even though we did have the Peacekeeper introduced as ground loot into the game, I'm putting the Mastiff ahead of the Peacekeeper primarily because its rate of fire, and to be honest, the damage profile is not all that different between the two. The Mastiff is also going to be better in tight situations because if you run out of ammo, you can reload one pellet at a time rather than having to reload the entire magazine, which if you only need to get one shot off is a huge upside. Keep in mind, you are definitely going to want to pick up a bolt as soon as possible if you're running the Mastiff, because that's going to increase the rate of fire for the gun, which makes it that much better. But overall, I would rank the Mastiff the number 1 shotgun, and for people who enjoy that type of play style, it is crazy. Coming in at number 4, we've got the Flatline. And now, had I been making this list during soft launch, I probably would have ranked the Flatline a little bit higher, but there's been a noticeable change in aim assist, and whereas previously you would pretty much automatically lock onto somebody once you start hitting shots, you can't really do that anymore, so you can feel the recoil of the Flatline a lot more than you could previously. With that being said, it's a good moderate rate of fire assault rifle that's able to absolutely shred whenever you land your shot, so if you're able to get the recoil pattern down, this thing's a beast. Now, coming in at number 3, I've actually got a tie between 2 guns for one specific reason. In the global launch of Apex Legends Mobile, we actually had the introduction of crafting, which is going to allow you to, once you've acquired enough crafting currency, stop by a craft station. And there's a number of different items that you can make there, but the most notable one is going to be the turbocharger. There are 2 weapons that the turbocharger is especially strong on, those being the Havoc and the Devotion. Both guns have a really high delay that makes them tough to use, especially in close range situations. And with that being said, they can absolutely still dominate at long range without having a turbocharger. But once you throw a turbocharger on either of those 2, it is an absolute shredder. Both have very high damage, and the nice thing about the Devotion is it actually accelerates in its rate of fire the longer you shoot it. And with the turbocharger, you also start out shooting faster, which means you reach that maximum speed even faster. Now, just a heads up, the items that are craftable are actually on a weekly rotation, so the turbocharger is not always going to be there. But with that being said, even without the turbocharger, I'd still put the Devotion probably around the number 5 spot. So once those changes are made, you can just go ahead and reorder everything. Coming in at number 2, we got the number 1 SMG in the game, and that's going to be the R99. This thing is an all-around beast whenever it comes to movement, rate of fire, and overall damage output, and because of how quickly you're able to move around with it, coupled with the amount of damage it can do in the hands of an accurate player, it can one-clip people all over the place. It does have pretty significant damage drop-off, so because of that, you're not going to want to try to take long-range gunfights with it, but if you're in a pinch and you have crazy good recoil control, you can still make it work if you need to. Then coming in at number 1, it's the gun that has been dominant through all of the soft launch and continues to dominate in the global version of the game. That's going to be the R301. No question, the R301 is the best all-around weapon in the game as far as ground loot goes. It can gun pretty much any AR up close unless you're going up against a turbocharger. And even though you can feel the recoil a little bit more now in the global launch than you could in the soft launch, it's still an absolute beam from just about anywhere. Obviously, my go-to combo typically when playing Apex is coupling those 2 together, the R99 and 301. And the nice thing about it is you don't really really have to worry about inventory management because you're always just going to be picking up light ammo. If you guys think I missed any guns or maybe put something in the wrong place, let me know down in the comments below, but that's going to be it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a like down below, subscribe to the squad if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.